Let's start. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are joining in this world. I'm Saurabh, Developer Community Manager here at Aptify. Uh, and I welcome everyone to our latest webinar introducing Crawlee for Python. We recently launched our latest library, Crawlee for Python, in beta mode, and we got really amazing response from our Python community. We got nearly 3.5 thousand stars in such short period of time, a lot of early adopters, feedback, and many questions. So we thought, what would be the best way to answer all of your questions? And we thought, like, why not to do a live session with creators of Crawley themselves and answer each and every question of yours. So in today's webinar, we'll be introducing Crawley for Python to you. We'll quickly go over all the features of Crawley for Python that you should know about. And then we have a section, What's on Roadmap, where we'll tell you what our team is working on and what you can expect in next few weeks and few months. Then we have a special section for developer friends where we'll be coding one of the many use cases that Crawley for Python can do, scraping infinite scroll website on Nike sneakers page. So it's going to be very amazing for all the sneakerheads there. Then we have a special section for community of Crawley where I will be telling you where you can join the Crawley developer community and how you can contribute to Crawley. In the last, we have a Q&A session where we'll be answering each and every question of yours regarding the library or this webinar. If you have any questions regarding Crawley for Python right now, please drop them into the comment section or throughout the webinar. Whenever you have a question, please drop it into the comment section. But please keep it in mind. We'll answer every question, but in the last couple of minutes, in last 15 to 20 minutes as the webinar goes on. So be a little patient and yeah, without wasting time, I would like to welcome one of the creator of Crawley for Python, uh, Jan. Uh, Jan, welcome to the webinar. Thanks for making the time. Would you like to
Hello.
introduce yourself to the community?
Hello, I'm Jan, and I'm one of the devs behind Crawley for Python, and also behind bits and pieces of the original JavaScript Crawley. And I'm going to show you some of the features of Crawley for Python. So Crawley for Python is a web scraping and browser automation library. I hope I don't have to explain what web scraping is. And browser automation, let's just say that anything that you can do in a browser by clicking and writing stuff and so on, you can also automate in Crawley and save yourself some time. It provides a common interface for plain HTTP scraping and also to headless browsers, or even headful if you want to do some debugging. And currently we support Beautiful Soup for static sites and Playwright for the other sites. We also have a PR open for Parcel, which is similar to Beautiful Soup, but should be better in some ways. Well, let's not dive into that. We also have automatic scaling based on available system resources. I'll come back to that later. And we have some anti-blocking measures. So if an anti-bot system such as Cloudflare detects that you are scraping a website, maybe it's too late if it detects you, but we can help you avoid getting detected. We can also help in the first case because when you get busted, we can rotate a proxy for you so that you appear to be a new user. Or we can also manage sessions, which make it look like there's multiple users looking at the page and not just one bot. We also have tiered proxies, which is an interesting feature that helps you make a hierarchical list of multiple levels or tiers of proxies, where you put the cheap but less performant ones in the bottom, and the more expensive quality residential ones go on top. And Crawley can pick the one that's just enough to not get detected, but the cheapest it picks the tier that's the cheapest but good enough to avoid getting detected. So if you have well-structured proxies, you are scraping with the optimum costs. There's also request routing, which helps you structure your scraping code better. And yeah, so next slide, please. Yeah, so I already mentioned the automatic management of concurrency. Well, let's say it's pretty difficult to accurately say how many scraping processes should run in parallel. And Crawlee does this for you by observing the machine that does the crawling and launching more processes as needed, or not launching them when it detects that the system is getting overloaded. We have a similar mechanism for proxies. If you have proxies that time out often or get detected often, we simply stop using them. Also, this is more of a technical thing, but we are writing Crawlee for Python in type-safe Python. So we can detect bugs sooner, ideally before we release them. And for the end user, it is useful that you get better IDE auto completions, and also your IDE can warn you when it detects like a bug, basically. Yes. Also, it's very simple to use headless browsers with Crawlee for Python. It shouldn't be more than 3 lines of code to switch from static HTTP to a Playwright managed browser. Yeah, but we're not nearly done. There's a bunch of stuff on the roadmap that we are working as of now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jan. Uh, Also, when I said like we got many questions, I noticed there were many questions regarding what we are going to do in future. Are we going to support Selenium? Are we going to support this library or that library? So maybe you can tell us what the Crawley for Python team is currently working on and what our community should expect in coming weeks or this year maybe. So yeah, please.
Yes. So one of the most exciting things that you may already know from Crawley for JavaScript, it's an experimental feature there, but still, is adaptive crawling. It detects on the fly whether the site you are scraping is an SPA or just a plain old static HTML site. And it uses the correct mechanism to scrape it out of the box. Uh, Behind the scenes, it does it by running scraping a portion of the site in both ways and comparing the results. And if the default is of course using a browser, but if it detects that the page is static, then it starts just using um, static HTTP client. And the support for this should come sometime later this year. And we are also working on realistic fingerprints to also help avoiding getting blocked. So in the HTTP client, we will be using curl impersonate with the CFFI binding. And there is already some support as of Crawley for Python 0.2, which was released today. And we are still missing the actual injection of user agents based on real life data, but it already does TLS handshake impersonation, which is pretty cool. We will also have fingerprint injector for Playwright, so this will work both in HTTP only mode and in a browser. And this is planned to be finished in this quarter of 2024. Well, the third big thing that we are working on is the Epify SDK. If you've ever used the JavaScript version, you will know that it's super simple to go from just Crawlee crawlers to launching them on the Epify platform thanks to the SDK. And while we currently have an SDK for Python, it does not use the new Crawlee for Python library under the hood, so the experience is not that good, but it still works. You can still run Crawlee for Python on the platform. You just won't get all the goodies, or, well, you have to work hard to get them. Yeah, and regarding Selenium, if anybody of you needs it, please discuss it on GitHub. We are really open to feedback, but it's a non-trivial endeavor to support it. So let's chat, and maybe we'll get to that too.
Thank you for answering that. I was going to ask you this, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, as a developer, I always love when we code on, we do some like coding or we explain some code. So yeah, stage is all yours to explain how we can use Crawley for Python.
Yeah, so I already told you something about what Crawley will be able to do, but there's already quite a lot of stuff that it can do now. So let's get to it. We will be scraping the Nike website. Well, I'm the kind of person that wears like one pair of shoes per season, so it's not that interesting to me. But yeah, it's a nice website, and it will show what Crawley can do really well. So what we see here is so really what you get after you run pipex run crawley create some project, and when you select the playwright crawler, and well, it's quite a mouthful, but it works really fine, and you can copy it from the docs, so it's not that hard. And of course, after you do this, you currently have to install the dependencies via Poetry install, but then you have what we have here, and you're basically good to go. So the two most interesting parts of this are first the main file, which is the entry point to the application. And here we create a crawler, which is, well, the class responsible for crawling the website. And out of the box, it is configured to crawl the Crawley documentation site, which is not really that interesting, using a router. Well, the router is defined in the routes.py file. And the router is an example of the request routing that we were mentioning. You can simply just define a simple request handler function too, if you don't want to go through all of that, but trust me, it pays off. We will see that. Now, to see the routes file, there's not that much to see here now. We create a new router. Then we register a default handler, which is what gets called if you get a request that doesn't have a label assigned to it, which is in this case the start website. And well, it extracts the title and pushes a thing into a dataset. A dataset really is well, a table. It's like a storage for tabular data. You can have multiple of those when crawling, and typically you use it, well, for getting like lists of items with the same structure. In this example, we will use it to collect sneaker listings. Well, and this part, this enqueues all of the links that it finds on the website. Well, we will need to make some adjustments, so let me switch to those. And yeah, those adjustments are I stopped running the crawler in headless mode so that we can see what's happening in the crawler. I also increased the the requests per crawl. It was 50 before. I think that 100 will show better what we are trying to do. And I changed the URL from crawlee.dev to nike.com. I apologize for the CZ suffix. I need to have it there so that the website works from Czechia, which is where I am currently. Now, I also went to the routes.py and I removed that context enqueue links thing because it would start crawling the whole website and it would probably never finish. So yeah, just let's not do that. So now I will show what happens when I run this. Why not? This will crash, but it didn't. Now, I have to use poetry to run the crawler so that it uses dependencies correctly. You can also run poetry shell, and it will modify your shell so that the dependencies are in your path. But I will keep doing it like this, just so that you don't forget it when you try it. So let's try to run it. And yeah, it immediately started printing some statistics. It opened the Nike website for a split second, if you noticed, and then it closed. It also created a storage directory for us. And if we open it, we will see that there is one item, yeah, and the title is the title of the website. So we are up and running, and it took us pretty much nothing to do that. Well, the first thing that we noticed, or well, I know it is there and maybe you have noticed, that there is a cookie consent dialog on the Nike website. So let's get rid of that. To do that, all I had to do was to, delete the previous content of the request handler because we won't be doing that anymore. And I added this context.page.getByTestID, blah, 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 and click. How I got to the dialog accept button? Well, let me show you the Nike website. And if I open my developer tools, I won't. 1 second. Yeah, if I open my developer tools here, yeah, this is probably too small, but yeah, if I zoom to this button, yeah, if I knew how to make this larger, you would see that there is data test ID dialog accept button, and test IDs are a thing that the kind developers of Nike.com left there for easier testing of their website, and we can use that to click their buttons. So yeah, if I just run this now, you will see that, again, prints something, opens the website, waits for the dialog to appear, well, and then it closes. But yeah, let's maybe add a sleep so that you can see that, so that you can see that it disappears before the page gets closed. Dialog's here, dialog's gone, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's nice, but we want to find some sneakers, right? So I will prepare the code, but first we should look at the website, and if you look at the top menu, you will see that there's several links that contain the text all shoes. There's all shoes for women, all shoes for men, and all shoes for kids. And we would like to select all of these 3 links. And we will do so using locators in Playwright, like this. So here we use the getByTestID again, because every link in the website has the test ID link, which is useful. But we could also use the anchor tag if it wasn't there. And we will add a filter that selects links that contain the text all shoes, and this should match well those three links, and we call dot all, and with this we tell Playwright that we want all of those links, so it won't crash when it finds multiple links. And well, after this, the links will be selected, and then we need to tell Crawlee to process them. So we will do that with the context add requests method. There are actually two methods for adding requests. One of them is enqulinks and the other is add requests. Enqulinks is more of a high-level thing. You can just give it a selector, or you can even give it nothing, and it will intelligently search for links in the page. But if you already have selected the links, you need add requests, which does no extra processing for you. So here we build a request, which is a model imported from Crawlee, from each of those URLs that we selected over here. And for each of those URLs, we build a request. If it has a URL, well, every link probably will have a URL, but if we just did this and yeah, put it here, we would see that the IDE complains because yeah, the attribute can have the value of none in some cases. And this is what I mentioned when I meant that we are using type-safe Python. It catches possible bugs even before you can realize it. So yes, we have added those three links, and the important part here is the label listing here. We are adding a label listing to the request so that the router knows that it should not rerun this same default handler for the URL, but instead it should use the listing handler, which for now does nothing, but yeah, let's do something about that. So on the listing pages, we will want to yeah, let's switch to one of those listings. On the listing pages, we will want to select the pictures of sneakers and add them to our queue so that we can then scrape the details of each of the pairs of shoes that's on the listing page. So yeah, let's get to it. On the listing, doing this is really quite simple. You just need to call the enqulinks context helper, and you pass the selector, which contains, well, this magic string. Again, this is what we find when we when we open this in the developer tools and just inspect the anchor class. You can see that it has a test ID of product card link overlay, and yeah, that's what we are looking for. So we will enqueue those links, and we will give them a new label because we want another separate request handler for the detail pages. And you can already see that on the detail pages, we will want to extract the title, the price, and the description. So let's open a detail, and you see that there's the title here. It has a test ID again, product_title. There's also the price, which has again a test ID of a current price container. And we also want to know the description, which is here. And it also has a test ID of product-description. So it should be fairly straightforward to extract that. So here we extract the title by context page, get by test ID, product title. And with the text content method, we will extract just the content of the tag and not the HTML. We do the same thing for price and for description. And once we are done, we push a new item to the dataset. Well, we added the title, the price, the description, and also we add the URL where we found the information, which is accessible via the request object and its loaded URL property. The loaded URL is different from the original URL, or, well, to put it better, it may be different if there's, for example, some redirection, which may happen. So, yeah, let's see what happens when we run this. So here goes the front page and the cookie dialog. Here goes the listings. And you can see that those are opened in parallel. And already we are seeing the details getting scraped, like those flashing images of sneakers. That's Crawlee working and scraping data. Again, when you're doing this in production, you don't need to use the headful mode, but I just like it showing you what it does. So yeah, I guess this is enough for now. Let's kill this. I said die, please. Okay, I'm out of patience. Anyway, so let's see what happened with the datasets. There is now a bunch of files, well, 21. And each of those files contain like a link to a sneaker, the title, the price, and some interesting description. And you can see that those are various sneakers found in different areas of the website. Well, this is all nice. Like JSON is really good for machine processing, but let's say we just want a single file that you can feed into something else. So to get a single file, we will just use a simple helper that's available in Crawlee. We will add it after the run is finished. See here, it's called export data, and it takes one parameter, the path to the resulting file. And, well, just so that we can see what happens, I will decrease the max requests per crawl and run this again. Yada, yada, yada. And we're done. We did 13 requests. That's because of how we process stuff in parallel. And when Crawlee starts processing a page, it finishes even though it's over the limit. And well, you may have noticed that there is a new file, shoes.csv, and it contains a comma-separated list of the sneakers that we managed to scrape. So this is very nice, and you could further process it in Python, pandas or something like that. So I'm going to go back on those changes, and I will show you one more thing. You may have noticed that there is a cookie consent in the listing pages, and that might prevent us from scraping some links, because we will need to do infinite scrolling, and you can't scroll when there's an accept cookies dialog all over the page. And yeah, as I said, we are opening multiple browser windows, and each of those needs its separate OK for the cookies. This is a dead browser. Let's just kill it. Hopefully it will die someday. Yeah, and well, the cookie dialog may or may not get displayed, and it might take some time for it to show up. So what we will do is we will make a context manager that we will use in every part of our request handler, that will on the background wait for the dialog and click it if it appears. If it doesn't, well, it will do nothing and it will let the request handler continue. So here's the definition of the context manager. It's called accept cookies, and it uses the standard library async context manager decorator. It makes an async IO task, which is like a background process kind of thing. And in this task, it calls get by test ID, well, the code that we called in our original request handler. And after starting this background task, it yields, which means the body of the decorator in Python will happen. And after the code returns from this, we will just do some cleanup. And the usage of this looks like this. We do async with accept cookies context.page. We need to pass it the page so that it knows where to look for the dialog. Then we just go after our business. And after we are done, we will return to the accept cookies generator function or context manager function and clean up. And we can repeat this in all of our 3 currently request handlers. So yeah, this is a nice little, well, let's say syntax sugar. And yeah, let's see what happens when we run this. Yeah, so this gets closed. This is a listing page. It didn't get a cookie consent. Okay. Can we find one that did? Looks like we can't. So let's add some sleeps, I guess, so that I can show it better. Can you die already? Please. Sometimes those playwright windows are really like hard to get rid of, but it shouldn't happen when you use headless modes. So there's that. Please go away. Let me try this. Yes, it's gone. Okay, where was I? Yeah, I wanted to show you what happens. What happens in the listings, right? So before I do enqueue links, I will add some sleeps. I'll give it 3 seconds. And let's run it again. Yeah, it didn't trigger here. Ain't it perfect? Yeah, well, so now it stores cookies just fine, and I probably don't need the helper right now, but when I was writing it, well, I needed it. So anyway, if we let this finish, then we would get less than those 100 products because the Nike website uses infinite scrolling. To demonstrate this, I will show you one of those listings. You can see that there's a scroll bar, and if you go all the way to the bottom, it will fetch some more sneakers, and this will happen again and again and again until all the listings are displayed. And there is a helper in Crawlee that can that can help you scrape pages like this, so that you don't have to scrape the scrolling and waiting for the background requests. And the usage looks just like this. Those two lines are all that it takes to handle infinite scrolling on this page. The first one just waits for the page to finish loading. It waits until there's no network activity. And the other one just handles infinite scrolling for you. It keeps scrolling until, again, there's no network activity when you scroll to the bottom again, and again. And then we can just enqueue links as we did before. So I will try to run this, and hopefully we can see it in action. So this is the front page, and yes, this is the cookie consent that gives us a reload for some reason. So I will switch to here. Yeah, and you can see that Crawlee is scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And usually you can't even see the sneakers flashing because how quick this all is. And after it's done, it will start scraping the detail pages. We can wait for that to start happening. Of course, whenever this kind of dynamic loading is involved, it takes some time compared to, well, static HTML scraping, for instance. And yeah, we are scraping. So yeah, you can also see that Crawlee periodically shows you the statistics about current concurrency. This is just some timeout from one of the pages. And Crawlee will retry this, so no information should be lost. But yeah, I wanted to show you one of those prints. But yeah, here you can see that the auto-scaling adjusted the concurrency to 7. So we have 7 parallel scraping processes. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I want to keep this running until we get 100 sneakers, but yeah, you might as well. Let's see how far have we gotten so far. We have 42. Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, it raised the concurrency to 13. Hope it won't fry my machine with all those, well, screen sharing and other stuff going on. But it shouldn't. Also, you can see that there is the request queue, for example, that contains the links that are yet to be processed. But yeah, there is too much stuff going on now, so I guess I won't be able to show it right now. But let me get back to this when this is done. So 82, we're almost done. Oh, looks like we needed more concurrency. Oh, and yeah, that's it. So we scraped how many? 118 different listings. And yeah, to those request queues, here you can see links that have been processed. It stores this information persistently so that if you pause the crawler with Control-C, you should be able to resume it later, which yeah, might be useful. Also, there are key value stores. I didn't have a chance to show you that, but it's basically similar to what a file system is. You can store like arbitrary pieces of data that you pick up. It might be screenshots or attachments to such as PDFs or yeah, anything like that. So yeah. Let's look at the CSV. It didn't get there. Wait. Oh, it didn't finish yet for some reason. Okay, it's still waiting for something in the background. So yeah, let's not wait for that. If it finished, we would get 100 rows in the CSV. Well, so this is what Crawlee can do, and yeah, it can do much more, but this is some of the exciting parts, I guess. I hope you liked it, and thanks for your attention.
Thank you so much. That was pretty smooth, and yeah, I really like all the sneakers, and I really like the way you explain everything. Very good. So let's continue with the webinar, and yeah, before inviting the next creator of Crawley, I would like to invite everyone to the best web scraping community out there on Discord, Apify and Crawley community. If you have any question in mind regarding Crawley JS, Crawley Python, or Apify, we have priority support there where you can ask one of our engineers question about your use case, your project, and how you are using Crawley, and will be love to help you. We also have many events out there like this one, but more closer. So you can ask questions on a live call to our team members or our engineers. And we also have many giveaways there, so you can win exclusive Crawley or Apify merchandise there. So we do regular giveaways. We also have higher freelancer channels where people post about paid gigs, so you can earn money. You can uh, talk to job posters about web scraping, and yeah, do something great there. So please join our Discord community on apify.com/discord, and also please subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is where we are doing this live webinar, and there are more webinars planned in future. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you won't miss any such video there. Also check out Crawley for Python on GitHub. We are open source on github.com/apify/Crawley dash Python. We are nearly 3,500 stars now. A lot of feedback and many early adopters. You can check out the whole code base there. If you have any issue using the library, you can open a issue there. You can open a new feature request, jump into the discussions like the Selenium support or something other that you have in mind. We love open source contributions, and as I said, like, we are looking for early adopters, so please contribute to the library. And as we are in the beta stage, it will make a difference to many web scraping developers in the Python community. And if you like the library, please give us a star. So yeah, so now I would like to welcome Vlada Dusek, our creator of Crawley for Python. And Vlada, welcome to the webinar. A little
Hello.
introduction will be amazing.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. As Saurav says, my name is Vlada, and me and Honza are the main developers of the Crawley for Python. And we are happy to answer your questions. So if you have any, write them in the comment section.
Yeah, so guys, so this is the Q&A time. If you have any question in your mind regarding Crawley for Python, or this webinar, or the use case that just Jan presented to us, so please feel free to drop your questions into the comment sections, and maybe we can answer Crawley JS questions as well in the end, but first Crawley Python questions. So yeah, please. So I think there is one question that I can see right now is from Simon. Is there a roadmap, a course, or a tutorial for beginners? So I think,
Yeah, I can take this one. Hello, Simon. I would forward you to our docs. It's on crawley.dev/python/docs. And we got there an introduction section where we gradually built a real-world scraping project showing many Crawley features. So I think it should be what you're looking for.
also I want to add on this. We are working on a video introducing Crawley Python and a quick tutorial on it. So it should be out later this week or early next week. Similar, we are working on a tutorial, so that blog will be live also next week early. So yeah,
Oh,
okay.
also,
So
there is the Crawling Academy or Epify Academy. So if you're interested in scraping, then that's a place to see.
yeah, thank you. So Sivaram says, great session, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Uh, one more, great guys, Dine team. And yeah, I also have one more question from Simon. I have seen Apify works for extracting data, but it's possible to extract emails and phone numbers of Facebook group members.
Well, it depends if you want to write your own solution to do this job. It's definitely possible using Crawley for Python. And if you want to use some existing solutions, you can probably go to Apify store. It's I think it's apify.com/store, and you can find there many Facebook related scrapers, and I believe some of them might do the work for you.
I
Thank
gotta
you.
say, I'm not sure if this conforms to the EULA of Facebook. So yeah, if it violates that, it probably won't be on the store. But yeah, basically everything that you can do before logging in and accepting that, yeah, and yeah, what did I want to say? Everything that you can do before logging in should be possible with some kind of actor from the store. Well, Facebook related.
Thank you. I am not seeing any other question. We'll wait for 2, 3 more minutes. If you guys have any questions, please drop them into the comment section. This is the time. Meanwhile, Vlada, so what feature are you working on right now for Crawley?
What feature? Yeah, currently I'm working on adding a new HTTP client, which is a component that that the beautiful subcrawler uses for making HTTP requests. And for now, we used only HTTPX client without any injecting of HTTP headers. But now I've been working on the Carol impersonate client, which should be able to perform this and also do the fingerprinting. So it should behave like a real browser, and should help you avoid getting blocked.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. I think Crawley JS already has this feature, and we are trying to implement now in Crawley Python. That's great. Okay, one question from Jan. Hi, all. Good initiative. My question is if I have already an extensive scraping system working in a TypeScript, would there be any obvious roadblocks or missing part to convert this into Crawley Python?
Well, it depends. Depends on what features are you using. If you are using Crawley for TypeScript, most of the important parts should be in place. If you scrape some websites that detect scraping, which is quite probable, then you may hit a roadblock before we implement the fingerprint generation. Also, if you heavily use the Epify platform, then it might be a little uncomfortable without the SDK. But yeah, other than that, most of the important stuff should be there. And if you have like something home baked, then sure, go ahead and give Crawley a try because it might save you some code, really. Well, you've already written it, but you won't have to maintain it that way. So yeah, there's
Thank
that.
you. Vlad, do you want to add something to that? Is it all good?
No, I think Honza said everything.
Perfect, perfect. So next question, which I was expecting from very long already, I'm just making sure it's on our uh, screen. How Crawley differ from Scrapy and Crawley handle deployment in cloud and monitoring? So Vlada, maybe you.
Yeah, so this is a tough question. At first, Crawlee has definitely some advantages over the Scrapey. At first, Crawlee is a new library with modern tech stack. The main thing is probably it uses async IO under the hood. So unlike the Scrape is twisted, so it should be much more easy to integrate with other async IO libraries. The second thing is that Crawlee natively supports Playwright, and also that it works on Windows. That I'm aware of. Scrapey does Scrapey plugin. I think it's called Scrapey Playwright. Does not work on Windows. So these are the two things we are aware of that we have some advantage here. And then it depends. I would say that Crawlee and Scrapey are just different libraries with different approaches, different architectures. So maybe you can try both of them and find out what works better for you.
Perfect. So the next part of the question was, and Crawley handle deployment in cloud and monitoring.
Yeah, we haven't covered this thing yet. It's on the roadmap to try to deploy Crawley projects to some cloud providers and write some documentation for it. If you're asking about the Apify platform, Apify Cloud, then we have Apify SDK ready, and you can wrap Crawley project into the Apify actor using the SDK and publish it to the Apify platform. But for now, we are Honza is working on Apify SDK v2, where we should support this feature, easily wrap Crawley project and deploy it to the platform.
Perfect. Yeah, please go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we also support the auto-scaling mechanism that we mentioned also works in the cloud. So if you adjust the computing capacity of your crawler in the cloud, it will be able to handle that. Yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. That we already run like some of the Crawley for JS crawlers in the cloud, and yeah, they're able to handle it. So yeah, we'll be super happy for any feedback that you may have later on.
Yes, please. Yeah, I have one more question from Discord. Someone just posted it in Discord. So it is please explain how to monitor price fluctuations in real time when creating something using Crawley. It's like, yeah.
So, do you want to do it, Vlada, or shall I?
Yeah, you can start, Honza. Go ahead.
I think I want to comment, like, it's a very specific question. So maybe the best place here is explaining your project a little bit and then asking this. So maybe Discord. But yeah, go ahead, Jan, if you have any comments on this.
Yeah, you have like several options. If you are running on the Apify platform, you can set up a schedule so that the scraper or the actor on the platform is run periodically. And then you will need to make some kind of an integration that, for example, you can, whenever a scrape is done, you can have it call a webhook that will download the data set and compare it to the previous versions. That's probably what I would do. But also you don't have to use the schedules themselves. You can integrate Crawley for Python with any other Python code. You can do a crawler run in a loop, basically, and put some sleeps in between just so that you don't keep scraping like indefinitely. and yeah, you can write the comparison yourself. I'm not aware of any like ready-made integration that would do this for you, but also it shouldn't be impossible to do it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I just want to inform everyone we have few more minutes left, so I can see two more questions in the comment section. So if you have, we'll be here. We'll answer every question, but please drop them now, and then after few minutes, I'll stop taking new questions. So next question is from Jacob. Uh, if I would like to use Crawley to create documentation, is this possible today? I would like to convert web pages from a domain into a referenceable document, .pdf, .text, or .docs.
Okay, so if I understand it correctly, you want to extract text data from the website and convert it into some, as you said, referenceable document. So yeah, it should be definitely possible. You should just remove the HTML text from the document and extract the text data, and then use some probably third-party Python library to export it into one of the formats that you want.
If I may add like an more of an out-of-the-box approach, you might want to use the website content crawler from the Epify store, which does this for you. You just put in a URL of the page that you want to crawl, and it will make you a bunch of markdown files of the actual content of the website. Or well, it will try to do this. It works similarly to the reader mode in Firefox or Chrome maybe as well. So yeah, it's a nice way to get all the documents on a page without like navigations and cookie dialogues and or all this nonsense that surrounds the actual content. So give that a try.
Perfect, perfect. I have one more question from Jan. So can I push a Python crawler to my Epify account to run it?
I think
Yeah,
this question Honza can answer it better since he's working on the Apify SDK v2. So
yes, you can do it right now, but you need to take a Docker file from like some, or well, you can write it yourself, or you can borrow it from some Python template for Epify, which already exist. There are like ready-made Python project templates for actors on the Epify platform, and you can install Crawley in those and start working. But the integration with the platform datasets and platform request queues and all this is not completely done, so proceed at your own risk. The SDK v2 should be done very soon, and when that's done and released, the integration should be like as simple as installing the SDK and calling actor in it.
Thank you so much. I think that's all for today. I don't have any new question and it's time. So thank you so much, Jan and Vlada, for joining, making the time and creating the library. And thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, and see you next time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining. Please visit Crawley GitHub, Crawley for Python GitHub, star us. We are looking for early adopters. Try out the library. And if you have any more questions, join our Discord server. We have a special channel for Crawley Python, so post your questions there. One of our engineers will take up your question and answer it as early as possible. So yeah, see you in the next webinar.